Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sage Bimi Show, where we talk about anything and everything that gets the boy child from this starting position to this, the end goal. We completely never focus on the end result, but we focus on the journey. And if you're joining me today, you've actually gotten in at a really early stage. You'll get to understand a couple of things because at this moment we are having like building blocks. And today's topic is quite interesting. We'll be talking about an emotion. But before we get to talk about an emotion, and we solely and completely focus about taking building the relationships of guys, not only romantic relationships but actually other relationships. We even focus on the mental health, and we also focus on financial growth, because if you're not financially healthy, even maintaining those relationships might become of nuisance to you. Anyways, on today's topic we'll be talking about this huge emotion that people actually find hard talking about it. And if you're not in a group where you actually feel comfortable expressing yourself or getting guys to understand this and this is where I'm from, this makes it even more difficult for you to survive in the current world that we are in, because at the moment, you as a man or as a boy child, when you try to express whatever emotion that you have, you run into a brick wall. And if you hit the wall, you can't go the other side, and that's where you wanted to go. So, on today's video, we'll be talking about the emotion of fear and how it can, and it is currently hindering guys from going from this position, the starting, to this position, your end goal. Yeah, so it's here in your journey. It can be at the start, in the middle, or near when you're completing, almost completing. It can be there. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with you fearing anything. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Why am I saying there's nothing wrong with fear? Because everyone goes through it. Everyone, you name it, the most confident person. I know that confidence is addictive, man. You see this person doing that, you see that other person doing this. It's addicting because you're seeing the progress from this position to the other position. And there's nothing as sweet as that confidence. So, ideally, you'd like to be that confident person, but you'll come across this thing. It's called a fear. Why am I talking about this fear? Before we actually start talking about how you conquer the fear to do whatever it is that you want to do, I'll say this in the most simplest ways as possible. If you see it from one person, yeah, you can let it loose. If you see it from two people, you just put a question mark. But if you see it from three different guys who don't know each other and are in different fields, you have to start raising alarms on it. You just have to. There's no other way around it. Why am I telling you that? I've got different clients, and for them, it's weird because this feeling, this emotion, which we call fear, it's not depression, it's not tiredness, it is fear. It makes guys move around. It makes guys not do what they want or need to do. And if you want to do something, you have to navigate around the feeling people call fear. If it's not around, it's through it. There are no in betweens. It's just this. You know, most of the time, I usually say there are more than one ways to go about things, but for this situation, there's just two ways. It's either you go around it or you go through it to get to your desired goal. You know? And the feeling of fear can make you do a lot of things. It'll make you procrastinate. And what do I mean by it'll make you procrastinate? You will never do that which you want to do because there's this cloud of fear above your head, and it's moving and it keeps moving, and you keep wondering why this is happening. Because, to be honest with you, this feeling of fear can be agonizing. It's doubts in your head, you know. I'm actually going to link up there's this article that I found on the internet. Ideally, it's about entrepreneurship, but let's not restrict ourselves to people who are doing businesses. It can even be applying that job. You will face that fear. So let's not like close our mind because they're talking about entrepreneurship. I can't understand. If it's working for people who are in the entrepreneurship, why not we manipulate it to work in a specific scenario that we are in? Because if the numbers, okay, the people usually say numbers don't lie, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So if the numbers don't lie, and this fear has been, it's actually made people, like overcoming this fear has made people move mountains. By move mountains, I mean you get to mad goals that you never thought you'd get to. You get. So this feeling of fear brings about uncertainty and self-doubt, and there are raw feelings that we all experience. Even I experience. It's scary, and there's no doubt about it being scary. You know, because how can I say this? I don't know. I don't know. If you feel scared, you'll never venture into something. You'll procrastinate. You'll never do it by procrastination. And that's the worst thing that will ever happen to you. Not doing whatever it is that you want or you need to do to get you from the starting line to the finish line. It's the worst thing that can happen to you, you know. So, since we've looked about fear, I'll give you a short story. I told you I have 3 clients and I've been seeing it across. There's this one that I think I should highlight. So she gets a course. The course is what? 6,000 US dollars. She pays the money upfront. After paying the money, the course it's supposed to be a step-by-step process on where you actually get from point one to start making money through Facebook. Yeah, that's the whole purpose of the course, to get you income, starting income, where you'll be making money through Facebook. So ideally, week one has its goal, week two has its goal, week three has its goal. You get the picture, right? It's set in a way that you don't need to like do a lot of things. You don't need to overthink. Yeah, you take your time. You take the process of going through everything and getting to understand. Oh, this is where I am. This is what I'm going to do. This is what. I think you get the picture by now. There's no point of me keeping repeating myself. It'll actually make the video longer, and I'd like to keep this one for today short. So, week one, her main goal was just one thing. Not a lot, just one thing, yeah. This is actually a way to overcome the feeling of fear. Week one, create a Facebook group. That was her only task. Looking for what will be in the group and other things, that's not actually in week one, but week one was create a Facebook group. So, see, she knows how to create a Facebook group because the course takes you through that. She's gone from week one to week six, never doing anything here in between, never creating a Facebook group, never doing anything that was explained in that course because the feeling of fear. Now I have to tell you why she never did the task for week one, creating a Facebook group. Because in the course, the person said, for this, if you create the Facebook group, you will automatically be the leader. So at the back of her head, when she had, you will automatically be the leader, everything inside the head got smuggled, got messed up really bad. Why am I saying this? Because after this happened, it got to a point that she wasn't able to create a group because in her past or in her life, she carries this thing that if a person is a leader, they have things to do, they have goals to achieve, they take charge of people. Like leaders have been put on a pedestal to the point that she feels like she wouldn't want to be a leader, but she would prefer being led because she won't be making any decisions. She'll just be there, you know? And that feeling of fear has stopped her from doing that one thing. You've gone through the whole course, you even know how this is how I'll be making money, yet you never implement any step. And the main purpose for you getting that course was for you to start making money. And that's crazy. Not really crazy, that's sad. And this feeling of fear stops you from achieving what you actually wanted. You know. So number one, in order for you to sort out your fear, set small attainable goals. Don't think about the bigger picture. Don't think about that big picture so much. Think about, yes, that's the big picture. What are the small steps? This is the staircase. What is what should I do to get to the top of that staircase? And it's as simple as this. People try to make the steps complicated. Move your feet up to the first staircase. Then next will be move the other feet to the next staircase. Now repeat up until you get to the top of the staircase. That is how you set an achievable goal. Because once you take the first step, then take the next step. Yes, you will still have the end goal in mind, but your small steps will be leading to that end goal. And I'm just seeing whatever it is on my screen. You'll get to see what it is there. It's actually been there for a while, yeah. It's a web page that I got from entrepreneur.com where they're talking about entrepreneurs. Yeah, he wrote a subheadline: set attainable goals, then ignore your inner perfectionist. And it's actually in bold. Why did he tell you that? It's because of one thing. If you want to perfect something, you'll keep, you'll stay at that point, that specific point. You'll not move even forward. You'll never move to the point where you want to be if you keep on trying to perfect just one thing that you've already done to a completion. If it has any issues, you'll go back, fine. But if you're trying to perfect it and it's not out there, you're wasting your time. Anyways, if you got up to here, it means that you liked whatever it is that you got and you enjoyed whatever it is that you got. I'm not doing this so that you can get entertainment. I'm doing this so that you can take yourself from the first step to the next step. So do this step for me. Move to the subscribe button, press it up, then move to the like button and press it. After that, you'll get more information on what's coming. The end goal for this is to start telling guys this is how you can make money online. But before we get there, you need to know this is what I'm actually telling people, and this is what I want people to know before or how they come to my business. You need to have a message that you'll be taking to people that will make them come to your business. And since we are actually concluding with the building blocks, the next episode will be the message that you have to the people outside to get them to come to your business. And welcome to the Sage Beamy Show.